Now, one of Africa's biggest running events is here. The 50th consecutive Old Mutual Two Oceans Marathon kicked off this morning, a little bit earlier on. However, the threat of protest action in Hout Bay Imizamo Yethu informal settlement area has necessitated a late change to the marathon's traditional route. Our reporter Justin Ford is in Cape Town with more on this. Justin, very good morning. Just talk to us about that route change.
Yeah, good morning, Tony. From a rather empty start point of the Ultra Marathon, the 50th edition of the Two Oceans Ultra Marathon. Yes, on Tuesday, the Hout Bay Leadership Forum had announced that, if the city of Cape Town does not sit down with them and just discuss their needs of a community, they would threaten to actually disrupt the route. Late on Thursday evening at 11 o'clock, the officials from the Two Oceans Marathon had met and decided at that point that they would actually change the route. The distance remained the same. However, the athletes unfortunately did not have not have the opportunity to run along the picturesque Chapman Peak route. Instead, they've got to tackle an Oak-Kaapseweg route that is in actual fact a lot more sort of just the incline is a lot more. So it's a lot tougher. The route has, however, been done on 4 different occasions, so it's not new to the older sort of marathon runners of the Two Oceans Marathon. Disappointment, but at the same time, the fact that the race has still been able to start and continue is what has pleased the athletes.
Justin, another disappointing thing is that many people won't be able to watch this race because it won't be broadcast on SABC this time around.
Absolutely, Tony, and I think that was, the big thing sort of just leading into the tournament, at least the race. A couple of weeks back, they had an official launch, and I had spoken to Rodney Maharaj, who was the chairman of the Two Oceans Marathon non-profit organization, and he was clearly disappointed in the matter. In essence, what had happened was Athletics South Africa acts as, the media liaison, if you want to call it, between broadcasters, and the relationship between ASA as well as the SABC, just seems to have soured, and with that being said, they are deadlocked and could not reach an agreement to have the actual race broadcasted. They've, they've actually found ways to be able to now live stream the race, and that's what they've just had to resort to, with the fact that unfortunately many fans, or at least supporters of the race of the many years, now unfortunately will not be able to watch it on the public broadcaster.
That's very unfortunate. Now, Justin, as well, one thing we know is that Old Mutual, this is the last year that they're sponsoring it, or their sponsorship ends this particular year. Any news of anybody else coming on board? Because they've been with the Oceans Marathon for so many years, haven't they?
Absolutely. They've been with them for 20 years, in fact, Tony. And I'd spoken to Vuyo Lee, the head of the commercial side at Nedbank. And she had basically said to me that, look, fortunately, yes, it is coming to an end. And at Old Mutual, apologies, they are talking about the fact that they are focusing on sort of just running crews as a truck passes by. They're focusing on running crews and investing in the development of running crews around the country. So unfortunately, they won't be going forward. The event organizers cannot confirm as yet whether they will be, whether talks have started with new sponsors for next year, but we'll definitely be keeping a close eye, and hopefully later on today we can speak to one of the organizers to find out if they have something lined up for next year and hopefully, to sustain the race.
All right, Justin, wherever you're standing, it seems very dangerous because you've got so many trucks going on behind you. Let me ask you just one quick question. 13,000 is the max for the Ultra, and for the half marathon, are they all packed in this time around in terms of the participants?
No, absolutely. So for the half marathon, they had capped it at 16,000 entries. It was a case of a ballot system where you just entered your name, entered the qualifying times that you have run, and you then get chosen. So 16,000, they had 5 starting points all the way, or at least 6 starting points from A until F. This morning, where the 21-kilometer guys had set off, as we see somebody who clearly missed the start actually just passed us now. And then for the ultra marathon, they had a cap of 13,000 entries. And with that being said, they there was a qualifying time of 5 hours that you needed to complete a marathon in. And if you did that, you would qualify for the Two Oceans. But, you know, completely packed. I mean, we waited close on 10 minutes for all of the 13,000 ultramarathon entries to pass the start point. It just shows, you know, the multitude of people, but increase in the event over the years, and it's been very exciting for the organizers.
Okay, I can tell you now that that runner who just went past you is 30 minutes late. All right, thank you so much. We'll catch up with you a little bit later.